Alright guys, got a couple pretty good ones for you. This first one's going up against a Challenger, and then I think the one after that's a Lotus. The Lotus eventually did end up catching me. But I got a lot of questions lately about this, and pretty much I already have videos on how to do it. It's more or less you just have to have manual clutch. You have to have the setup to do it, most importantly, and then you have to have your anti-lock brakes turned off, the stability control and the traction control all turned off, and it's pretty much just timing. You're just tapping you're holding down the gas all the way, and you're tapping the clutch and brake at the same time to get it bouncing, and then you just start holding it longer and longer to get the big wheelies. But I do have some really awesome tunes for this Volkswagen Beetle. This is one of my favorites here. I did a wheelie taking off. I hit second gear. It stayed up. I got pretty out of control right here, but then when I shifted in the third right here, I didn't even tap the brakes, and just shifting in the third gear, I rode a pretty nice wheelie. I actually have a decent drag race, a nice even drag race with the same Mustang afterwards. But yeah, people are asking what the big deal is, why I like to do it, why I have so many cars set up like this. For one, you can have these rear-wheel drive setups where you still launch hard as hell. I mean, you guys see me, that Supra right there eventually caught me, but they're one of the fastest cars in the game, and I still, when I get a good wheelie and the timing's right, I launch harder than most cars, even in little things like this Volkswagen Beetle. That Lancia Stratos or whatever the hell that thing is, that thing doesn't have a ton of horsepower, and I run down cars that are much faster than me all the time, and that's really why I like it, on top of the fact that they just never seem to let you do it off of the line for whatever reason in these Forza games. So it's pretty cool to kind of bend the rules, and I can slow all these cars down to basically under 10 miles an hour and pull a wheel stand. So whenever people get the idea of what I'm trying to do, they line up with me, and I get a pretty good drag race out of it with a big ass wheel stand. And like I say, you see some of these cars are they're legit race cars, and these guys are launching all-wheel drive cars, and I'm still launching just as hard as they are. That's a Koenigsegg or whatever the hell it is. And I do get out of control. It's not always that easy to ride a perfect wheelie, but that's what practice is for. And that's a Viper back there. I'm not sure what the red one was. It might have been a Lamborghini, but like I said, I mean, these guys are taking off. Most of them are all-wheel drive, and I still burn them all off of the line pretty much. Every once in a while, you do spin the tires. Even though you get a good wheelie, you smoke the tires pretty bad, and it's hard to get going. But when you get a good tune and everything, and you get the hang of it, I do kind of pump the gas a little bit, and sometimes I just use the clutch. This was awesome too here. I jumped that same guy perfectly, and then I rode a wheel stand out of it, and never ended up crashing or getting out of control. And that's another fun thing too. I mean, you can hop over cars. I hop right over SUVs, pickup trucks, you name it. It's pretty fun playing around with it, and I've been getting better and better at riding real long wheel stands. These two are definitely the best, but now I have one of the Ferraris. I'm not sure. I think it's a Barrichello or something like that. That thing rides a pretty nice one. My Dodge Ram pickup truck, that thing runs a pretty monster wheelie. But this was a good one right here, 370Z. I ended up smoking this guy. He took off way before me too. The only reason he stayed out ahead of me to begin with was because he got a major head start. Like I said, the wheel stand, you launch so hard, I ended up catching up to him pretty good, and then eventually I just overtook him. That's going to be it. I am going to do a better video on how to, and I'm going to give out some more setups, but some of these, some of my favorites I'm definitely not going to post. As always, guys, thanks for watching.